Hey, what's going on YouTube? So today I'm gonna do a quick review on the Gear Live, the Samsung Gear Live. It's a smartwatch I picked up initially when it launched, and the reason I really purchased it is because I was really interested in checking out the Android Wear operating system. Now, like most of you guys out there, I did really want to get the Moto 360, but it was not available at the time. So I went with the Samsung Gear Live. And overall, for the price of $199, I think it was a really good value. The LG G Watch was coming in at $230, if I remember correctly, and the Gear Live had the heart rate monitor. So it was like a no-brainer for me in terms of which device I really wanted to go with. Now, the overall style, I think it's really clean. It has the chrome accents at the top and the bottom, so it was a really clean smartwatch, in my opinion, that I think went really well with professional and personal wear. Now, is it worth the money? I would say at this point, Android Wear is a little bit immature, so I would say give it some more time. And once we'll see more users, I think the developers will get on board, so you'll see more support for more apps in the future. Now, the one thing I really like about having a smartwatch, particularly the Android Wear, is the fact I don't have to take my smartphone out of my pocket every time I get a notification. I can simply glance at my smartwatch, and if it's something that's important, I can actually pull my phone out and take action on it. Now, also there is a card system on the smartwatch itself, very similar to what you have on the Android smartphone. The cards don't really have much control by the user. Everything is really controlled by Google itself. I do hope in the future that Google will allow users to have a little bit more control over the information that you get on your smartwatch. Maybe something where you have a personal mode and a work mode. I don't know, but I think the user needs a little bit more control over what they see when the notifications come in. Now, the other thing I will say is you don't have the option to actually add ringtones to it. So everything is done through a vibration notification. So your watch will vibrate if you do get a notification. You do have the option to turn it off if you do by just swiping down on the screen to turn it off if you wanted to. Now, to navigate through the smartwatch itself, you swipe left to close out the Google Now card, and you swipe right to get more actions on it if you want to reply, or maybe if you're listening to music and you want to change the track. So the navigation of the smartwatch, I think it's pretty simple, and I think it's not really a learning curve for much people to learn. So kudos to Google for that. Now, the other feature I really like is the fact that your smartwatch is always on if you choose to. You do have the option to put it in a deep sleep mode, but if you have it on the always on mode, you'll always be able to see what time it is, which I think most people are looking for anyway. So you do have that always on mode, which I think is really useful during the course of your day. Now, direct sunlight, like you might have heard before, this watch is not really useful. So if you work outside, don't plan on using your smartwatch or doing anything with your smartwatch, because you can't see the screen in direct sunlight. So just keep that in mind when you're making a decision to purchase Android smartwatch. I would say the Moto 360, for what I understand, does really well in sunlight. So I might advise you to go check out that one right there. Now, the other thing I like is to wake it up, you just raise your arm up and it wakes up. So really no issues there. No, I have to shake my arm, anything like that. It wakes up really easily, so there's really no issues with the smartwatch waking up. So I really like that feature. Wakes up really fast, and I can kind of go on with the rest of my day without having to worry about the smartwatch having an issue. I will say with my Gear One, I did have that issue where sometimes it just didn't wake up. So wake up. OK Google works really well once it's on. So once you wake up the smartwatch itself, you just say OK Google, and then it will give you the option to ask it
Okay,
something,
Google.
or get a time, or
How
whatever
old
you
is
want to
Barack
ask it.
Obama?
But I will say the version on the smartwatch is a watered down version, so you don't get
Okay, Google.
all the same information that you would get on your phone itself. So Hopefully, it's something that Google's going to launch or roll out an update for the smartwatch itself, so you can take advantage of the same functionality on your smartphone that you can do on your smartwatch. Now, third-party apps, like I mentioned, are a little bit immature. There's probably less than 100 apps on the Google Play Store itself. So again, once more users get on board, I think more developers will get on board. So keep that in mind when you're looking to purchase the smartwatch itself. I will say you can actually go into on your Mac or your PC. You can actually go in and check and see what apps they currently have. So there are some apps that you might find useful that you use every day. So just go ahead and check it out and see what apps you can use on it. I'll leave a link below so you can actually see what apps are available. The one other feature I like is the GPS. The GPS is really good if you're someone who's maybe in a city and you're trying to get directions somewhere, or maybe you're on transit. It works really well with Google Maps. It vibrates when there's a turn that needs to be made, so you don't have to look at your smartwatch all day when you're walking around town. So really cool feature there. Media feature, it works really well with the Google Play. It actually will render album art, which is kind of cool. Also gives you the ability to go to previous or forward tracks if you're listening to an album or if you have a playlist going, and you can pause and play, of course. So really cool feature there. It does have a heart rate monitor. You can just raise your your watch up to your wrist and say "Okay, Google," and ask it for your heart rate. So really easy to get to. It's not an always on feature. I guess it would kill the battery. So just keep that in mind. You do have to ask the watch itself to use that feature. It is water resistant. Works really well. So I don't really have to worry about to wash my hands and getting my smartwatch wet. So really cool there. In terms of the charger is a clip-on, so you clip it on. It is micro, so pretty much the same charger you would use for your phone itself. In my case, though, I do have a Note 3, so it does have the USB 3.0. So I do need two chargers in some situations when I'm using my smart watch for charging. That's really gonna wrap it up. If you guys have any questions about the Samsung Gear Live, please let me know, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye bye.